Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to the No DQ live recap of Friday Night Smackdown for June the 19th, 2020. It has been a very newsworthy day or so in the world of wrestling. But right now, we got SmackDown. No DQ review, by the way, had to be delayed due to an unforeseen incident. But we will be back for 100 Saturday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Let's go ahead and get started with this recap of SmackDown. We kicked off the show with a recap of Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles, their match from last week, the Intercontinental Championship match. AJ Styles came out for his presentation. Renee Young was there. We had all of these wrestlers surrounding the ring. AJ invited them all to come to the ring because that was as close as they would be getting to his Intercontinental Championship. TJS with a $2 super chat, thank you for that. First one of the evening, says, I cannot wait for Otis to cash in on The Fiend. I do not think that's going to happen. And of course, TJS with his trademark off-topic comment. So, Renee asked AJ about his win. He said that winners find a way to win. And he said that he does not want Renee presenting him the IC championship. There's one man he wants to do it, and that's AJ Styles. Or not AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan. AJ Styles wants Daniel Bryan to present the IC championship. Bryan was there at ringside. He got into the ring, and AJ started provoking Bryan, saying that Bryan should put the championship around his waist like a man. Don't be a coward. Bryan hesitated a little bit, but finally put the championship around AJ's waist. Bryan said, congratulations, and then took his leave, but AJ was not satisfied with this. Bryan then cut a promo saying, yeah, maybe AJ Styles could be a great IC champion. Perhaps if AJ becomes a fighting champion, defends against all of the people surrounding the ring. Styles said he doesn't have the same philosophy as Bryan. He is only going to defend against a select number of people, and Daniel Bryan is at the back of the list. Bryan responded to this by saying that's fine. Bryan suggested Drew Gulak because Gulak did, in fact, defeat AJ Styles on SmackDown 2 weeks ago. Styles said he's only facing the number one contender for the title. No handouts. And then said the next person that interrupts him will answer the consequences. Bro, this led to the anticipated, or maybe not so anticipated after the last 24 hours, SmackDown debut of Matt Riddle. He's been hyped up for the last several weeks. Now, for those of you that are not aware of what's going on in the world of wrestling, stay tuned to NoDQ.com because there's a lot going on. Matt Riddle and many others have been accused of various inappropriate actions, whether it's sexual abuse, violence, domestic violence. A lot of serious accusations have been put out there on social media, on Twitter specifically. Matt Riddle was accused, and he issued a statement via his attorney denying the accusations. WWE, for a brief period of time, they removed Matt Riddle from the Smackdown preview on WWE.com, but then his name was re-added to the site, and we had the full Matt Riddle segment air on television as planned. Tony H with a $2 super chat says, "Are you sick of the coward insult? It's old to me." Yeah, I think it's pretty lame, and I'm not sure who said it. Maybe it was Vince Russo, who's another guy that's been under a lot of scrutiny as of late. It might have been Russo who said that the coward line is lame, and I agree on that. Infamous Christian with a $2 super chat says, "What do you see Riddle since he's facing allegations?" Well, WWE has put a lot of stock into Matt Riddle. And unless there's concrete proof that he did something really bad, I do not think WWE is going to stop pushing him. Obviously, he has legal representation, and WWE's stance on the matter is that if somebody is arrested who works for WWE, that person will be suspended. And if that person is convicted of a crime, they will be fired. Now, of course, WWE added that depending on what kind of evidence there is, they could take a different course of action. But for now, I guess we'll have to see if things play out in a courtroom, if there's a legal proceeding, and if any further action happens, that will be something determined at a later date. Ken terminated by Google with a $5.30 super chat. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. He says, "Nice haircut, Rift. Reminds me of when Ken Terminated had to give his screen name a haircut. Can't wait until you talk about the Matt Riddle scandal." Which is what I'm pretty much doing right now. And thank you for the comment about the haircut. I did finally get my hair did, as they say. It was a long time coming, hence the hat for the last couple of months. Moving on here, back to Matt Riddle and what happened on SmackDown. Matt Riddle came to the ring and he said, "What's up, bro?" He introduced himself. AJ said he knows who Matt Riddle is. He's just some dude with no shoes that wrestles in the ring. Riddle said, yeah, he never wears shoes. And Riddle said that AJ Styles may be the face that runs the place, but Riddle is the bro that runs the show. The two of them ended up getting into a fight. Styles was not amused by that, so he went after Riddle. Riddle fought back and knocked Styles out of the ring. And after the commercial break, this set up a match between these two. AJ Styles said that no title would be on the line, however, because no shoes, no title shot. I thought that was a clever line, I gotta say. So Riddle got the best of AJ right off the bat, German suplexed him, did some wrestling, as only Matt Riddle can do. And there was a little tease on the outside of the ring. Riddle bumped into King Corbin, and I'm guessing that there will be a feud between them in the coming weeks. Styles ended up getting control with a chop block to Riddle, and then AJ got the calf crusher on Riddle, but Riddle managed to get to the ropes. Styles then went to the outside of the ring and shoved Daniel Bryan. The two of them exchanged words, and Styles was a bit distracted from this. He went for the phenomenal forearm, but Riddle caught him and hit his finishing move. 1, 2, 3, pinning AJ Styles in his SmackDown debut match. Nick Glavin with a $2.79 super chat says, AJ with the IC title is best for business and the title. Well, on paper, I would agree with you, Nick, but I have a little bit of an issue with this. AJ just won the IC title. You did this tournament. You put all this hype into the IC title being a big deal, and then AJ loses his first match as champion. I was not a fan of this. I get you want to make Matt Riddle look really strong in his debut match, but why not just have Corbin interfere for the DQ? Like, just do that. Other than that, match was good. And again, we all have to keep in mind that this was recorded on Monday prior to the accusations coming out about Riddle. And I think WWE will continue to push Riddle. I'm not sure about him going for a championship just yet, but I could see him going on facing Corbin, beating Corbin, unless any new information comes out about the accusations made towards him. But that's enough about Riddle for now. Good debut for him, but unfortunately a little bit of an awkward situation because of the current circumstances. We had a recap of the Jeff Hardy and Sheamus feud. Renee Young did a backstage interview with Jeff Hardy. He talked about how it's been a roller coaster for him mentally and physically. He's 42 years old. He's trying to turn his life around. He said his life has been amazing, but there are those bad times that have haunted him when he allows them to do so. He said the struggle has been real. Sheamus, according to Jeff Hardy, is a reminder of what Jeff Hardy doesn't like about himself. He said, yeah, it's true. He is an adrenaline junkie. He's an alcoholic, but Sheamus is an insecure bully and a sickening obstacle in the way to Jeff finally having his redemption. So nice little promo here from Jeff Hardy. And then we had Shorty G interviewed about Mojo Rawley. Shorty said it doesn't matter how tall you are, all the usual crap that he says. Mojo walked up from behind, making fun of Shorty, but Shorty said one thing about big guys is they don't know what it's like to have eyes in the back of their head. Shorty turned around, punched Mojo. We had a commercial break. We had the match between these guys, and Shorty G won with an inside cradle. Not much to say about it. I really don't care about either guy at this stage of the game. Just saying. Mojo had his one little moment with Michael Cole at the start of this pandemic where I thought maybe they're going to do something with the guy, but nope. Shorty G still with the dumb nickname and the short jokes. This was a waste of time, in my opinion. Neither guy is getting over, so I think it was just skippable. We had Miz TV with The Miz and John Morrison. They talked about the match at Backlash, how they thought they were going to be the co-champions, but then the rules were changed on them at the very last minute where only one person could become champion. That was unfair as far as they're concerned. And they brought out their guest, Mandy Rose. She talked about Sonya Deville. Well, Miz and Morrison wanted to talk about Sonya Deville. Miz asked about what it's like being a terrible friend and stealing the spotlight. Mandy said she doesn't want to be insulted. That's not why she's there. So she tried to leave. Miz said they were just joking and had a surprise. Sonya Deville. Sonya Deville came out, cut this deep promo towards Mandy, said, "What has Mandy done other than kiss Otis at a pool?" Mandy said that Otis has been there for her and loyal to her since day one. Sonya then wanted to know how to get the Mandy Rose treatment in WWE. Sonya said the only difference between her and Mandy is Mandy has the looks. But Sonya said she's superior in every other way. And she is going to rip apart Mandy Rose until Mandy is just as hideous on the outside as she is on the inside. Mandy was very disrespected by this, attacked Sonya. Sonya managed to escape. Miz got slapped by Mandy for creating that situation in the first place. I really enjoyed the promo here from Sonya. She did a great job as usual. Mandy was fine. Good segment overall between these two. People are talking about Metallica in the chat room, so I guess that's more interesting than SmackDown. I still say that St. Anger was underrated despite people not liking the production of it. But that's just me. Tony H with a $2 super chat says, "Women's title, who wins it first, Mandy Rose or Sonya Deville?" I think I would have to go with Sonya. I mean, her promos, her demeanor, she came out there, she looks like a star. I think it's got to be her. I think there's some real potential with her to be the future top star of SmackDown. She could be the top dog of SmackDown. We had Bayley and Sasha come out to do commentary for the tag team match between the New Day and the Lucha House Party. Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura were out there watching the match. And by the way, apparently Cesaro and Shin have taken the spots of the Forgotten Sons. Forgotten Sons were apparently going to be built up to face the New Day for the tag team titles, but because of Jackson Riker's pro-Donald Trump tweet, WWE decided that the whole gimmick is not appropriate for the current times. And thus, the Forgotten Sons have been forgotten. Sucks to be the other two guys, I will say that. So anyways, New Day picked up the win over the Lucha House Party. No surprise here. After the match, New Day were immediately jumped by Cesaro and Shin. Cesaro hit the neutralizer to Big E and then had a few words for the announcers, venting his frustrations about being in the company for like 9 years now and being overlooked. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if Shin and Cesaro get a renewed push here, or will they continue to just be the guys that are there to have some good matches, and that's about it. Be good little hands. We had 5 of the SmackDown female superstars, Dana Brooke, Lacey Evans, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, and Tamina Snuka, having a little chat in one of the Performance Center rooms with the ring. They were debating who would be Bayley's next challenger, and Alexa was just wondering, where did Nikki Cross go? I guess WWE decided not to do the Tamina Snuka crazy straitjacket gimmick, which is a real shame. For those of you that missed it, Tamina posted this video on Twitter of her in a straitjacket, and I was like, they might actually do something interesting with her and develop her character. But nope, She's just back to being regular Tamina. So much for that. Why not try? Why not do something different with her? Shame. We had Sheamus interviewed, responding to the comments from Jeff Hardy earlier, and he said next week he is going to have a toast for Jeff Hardy. All right then. And they had a graphic for it and everything, so yeah. Sasha and Bayley were still out there on commentary, and then they got attacked by Nikki Cross. This led to Bayley making a match between Nikki and Sasha Banks. Again, little subtle teases of Sasha and Bayley having their eventual split. You know, Bayley putting Sasha in these matches. Sasha did manage to pick up the win with the Meteora into a pinfall combination. So all is good for now. But, all these little things are going to eventually add up. And it should be a really good payoff, at least on paper it should be. Then we had our final segment of the evening, the Firefly Funhouse, with the return of Bray Wyatt. First time since the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. And he talked about what he's been up to. He's been doing TikTok videos, joined a book club, learned how to knit. Rambling Rabbit then had to chime in and bring up the Money in the Bank loss. And Bray said that he went about things the wrong way. This led to Braun Strowman interrupting. Our Universal Champion came to the ring and said that it's over. Bray had his chance. He failed. Bray responded by saying that their story is just getting started. Then, all of a sudden, Bray appeared in his, not Fiend outfit, but his classic Wyatt family Bray Wyatt gear, and said in order to go forward, he must take a step back. It said that he created Braun Strowman and his duty is to now destroy Braun Strowman. And his final word for Strowman is run. And that was the end of this week's SmackDown. Now, before I get to my thoughts on that, Josh Mansfield with a $2 super chat says, Sasha and Bayley making the tag titles look good. Yeah, I would agree on that. I think they're doing a good job, and hopefully they can win some matches and not lose a bunch of non-title matches. That would be nice for a change. The Game is on 100 with a $5.76 super chat. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. It says, well, we are getting Strowman versus original Wyatt at Extreme Rules. We all know Strowman wins, and we get Fiend versus Strowman at SummerSlam, and Fiend wins. Wow. Yeah, that was where I was going with my thought process on the end of SmackDown. Like, really? Can we just get to the Fiend match already? Do we really need another match with a non-Fiend Bray Wyatt persona versus Strowman to fill time until SummerSlam? I mean, come on. But other than that, it was fine. Overall, I did enjoy SmackDown. I thought it was a very good show overall. Masked Ninja 79 with a $2 super chat says, you all need to leave a like. Only 12? Yeah, guys, what's up with that? I need your help. I need your support. Like this video if you enjoy it. And if you really enjoy it, share it. Tell a friend. And if you really, really, really like it, subscribe. Turn on notifications. Josh Mansfield with a $2 super chat. He says, are you ready for Raw 3 title matches on a TV show? I mean, I guess so. You do have like 4 weeks until the next pay-per-view. So I guess, why not? Why not have a loaded show? Sure. I'm ready for Raw based off of last week, but unfortunately, I feel like WWE can never keep their momentum going for more than 1 week, especially with Raw. We'll see. We'll see if WWE can produce another good show next week for Raw. Tony H with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Tony. Says, the Tamina gimmick she posted should be Nikki Cross. I like what Nikki's doing, but I just feel like Tamina could have at least had a chance to evolve and do something different. Nikki at least is in a good spot. Tamina got her one match and then just kind of fizzled out. So I think that, yeah, it would have been good for Nikki to have the crazy gimmick, but for Tamina, she really needs something, in my opinion, to break out of the pack, or at least have a chance. The legendary Mike B with a $2 super chat says, I'll always support you. Well, I appreciate that. Hopefully I don't get canceled. If I ever do get canceled, I'm counting on you, Mike B, to still be here. Keith Johnson with a $5 super chat. Thank you for that, Keith. Says, Aaron, how do you feel about having cinematic matches for mid-carders? Is that a waste of the cinematic concept? Well, we did see that match between the Viking Raiders and the Street Profits, and it was entertaining. It was a train wreck at times. I think the main problem is just in general doing too many cinematic matches. But it looks like WWE is hell-bent on doing one a month until the pandemic is over. The thing is, the cinematic matches should be special. I would not get in the habit of doing them with the lower card guys. I would save them for the big matches. Just my take on it. Now let's go ahead and do the letter grade for SmackDown. I'm going to give it a solid B. I did have a few issues with the show. I think Matt Riddle pinning Styles should have just been Corbin interfering for a DQ. I think that would have been a good opportunity to do a DQ. And the Bray Wyatt stuff, I'm like, come on, give me a break. But overall, pretty good show. You know, the Chad Gable stuff, I'm like, just do something different. Get rid of Shorty G. Let him be Chad Gable again, or turn him heel, or I don't know. Just anything but the short guy gimmick, please. Josh Mansfield says, Aaron, a solid B rift, make that into a shirt. Yeah, solid B. I mean, if a show's good, I usually go with a solid B. That's the grade you would give a good show. If you're going great A, solid B, average would be C. And I feel like I'm pretty fair when it comes to the letter grades. I feel like I weigh more towards a B or a C. I rarely give A's, and I rarely give D's, I think. Like, I don't know if anybody keeps track of my letter grades. Probably not, but I feel like I do not give D's that often, and F's are very rare. So it's usually a B or C. Usually I'm like, this is either a good show or it's an okay show. And every once in a while we do get the bad show. Every once in a while we get the great show. And every once in a while we get a really, really bad show. But I try to save the A's and the F's for shows that I think are very noteworthy and will be remembered for years to come, either in a good way or a bad way. Anyways, thank you all for tuning in. Stay tuned to NoDQ.com. A lot going on. Keep up to date with the very latest. And of course, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific tomorrow, Saturday, if you're watching this on Saturday. And if you're watching after Saturday, you missed it. No DQ Review 100. Come join us for the fun. Going to be a great stream. And I will see you guys then. Take care. Be safe. Stay positive. And I will see you all next time.